Good morning, Kings. Today we are starting verse 3 of Psalm 119 as part of our study to draw closer to God's Word. But we're going to do something a little different. We're going to start off in verse 2 because contextually we need it. Psalm 119, verse 2, and then we'll focus on verse 3. Blessed are those who keep his testimony, who seek him, God, with their whole heart, who also do no wrong, but walk in his ways. On the surface, verse 3 sounds like a restatement of verse 1, but there are very significant differences. Verse 1 speaks about the person's inner integrity, that they are blameless according to the grounds of God's law. However, verse 3 shifts the focus to our outward behavior. They refrain from doing wrong because they are actively walking in God's ways. This verse is more than just moral encouragement or speaking about how we ought to live, but rather it's teaching a spiritual principle that walking according to God's ways leads us from wrongdoing. This is reinforced in Galatians 5:16, where it says, "But I say, walk by the Spirit, and you shall not gratify the desires of the flesh." So this is not about resisting sin or refraining from doing evil to be a good person, but rather it's choosing to walk in God's ways from the start as a way to honor him and honor his testimony and honor his laws, because they are, by definition, good. And this protects us from doing wrong. So today's reflection questions. When I have done wrong, what path was I walking? Can you think of a moment in that instance when you had left God's path for another? And question 2 is, how has following God's ways kept you from doing wrong in the past? And from all this, of course, is there a way that you can use this to help keep yourself from doing wrong things in the future? How can you walk according to God's way so that you don't do these wrong things? Well, that's it for today's reflection. May your steps be established by the Lord as you delight in his way. And have a good day. We'll see you next time.